All right, now let's get some breaking news from Gaza, where 13 Palestinians have been killed in an Israeli strike on the southernmost city of Rafah. 3 children were among the dead. The attack targeted 2 houses in the Mesbah area of northern Rafah. All right, let's go now to Tariq Abu Azoum. He's in Deir al-Balah. Tariq, these latest strikes, and there have been others, and there are greater concerns in Gaza about a wider conflict. Tell us more about what has been happening.
Well, in fact, we've been getting very horrific reports about what was happening in Rafah, where 2 residential homes were completely destroyed. In the northern part of Rafah, at least 13 Palestinians were killed, and civil defense crews, as we have been hearing from them, they confirmed that they were scrambling in order to reach to the location of the strike, as the fighting between Hamas and Israel is still raging in Rafah with more high intensity. Now, the grim reality is that they were transferred to Nasser Hospital to get medical treatment, and there are still people beneath the rubble of the destroyed area. We are talking about a full escalating approach being adopted by the Israeli army in separate areas in the Strip, as the main focus in the past couple of hours was in the northern part of Gaza as well, where a civil car has been hit. At least 3 Palestinians confirmed killed, while 9 others were wounded, and volunteers, alongside with the help of citizens, managed to transfer them to the Baptist hospital to be medically checked. And just 20 minutes ago, the Israeli army has hit another residential building in the western side of Gaza City. Families, as we have been talking to them, they are talking about more escalation in the attacks. Meanwhile, the Israeli eyes are still on Lebanon, where Palestinians are believing that tension in Lebanon with Israel will impact negatively on the course of negotiations to bring a ceasefire deal. But also they believe that the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is so interested to transfer the battle to another front, which will extend the age of war from a side, and from the other side he won't pay a heavy price to restore the Israeli hostages from Hamas's captivities here in the Strip.
Well, Tariq, you've mentioned there how people are concerned about the strikes we're seeing in Lebanon. Are they concerned that it will impact what is happening in Gaza and the possibility of a ceasefire or lack thereof for people there?
Well, generally, they just following closely what is happening in Lebanon, and they believe that Israel will operate in 2 fronts. They will control the Gaza Strip militarily, and they will upscale the military attacks. As we have been seeing in the course of the past few days, they have been attacking the hearts of the Lebanese territories. They have been carrying out security operations inside Lebanon, and at the same time, they believe that Netanyahu sees this as a very golden opportunity to expand the spot of the fighting and to engage the entire region into a regional turmoil. And it certainly will have a very significant impact on the possibility to reach a ceasefire deal. Most of the people here believe that the opportunity to get a ceasefire deal achievable has dwindled, because now Israel is just turning its entire concentration on the Lebanese territories, and they are trying to exert more pressure on Hezbollah group in order to force them to bring a very heavy retaliation regarding what was happening in terms of the Israeli violations in Lebanon. And as Palestinians, we believe that the Israeli army will continue to do more in order to achieve all sorts of military and political objectives being set earlier in October the 7th, while people hear day by day the hope for return back to the north of Gaza, the return for a cessation for the fighting on the ground is dwindling. And this is another challenge on top of also humanitarian and all security concerns Palestinians are really afraid of and have been experiencing.
All right, Tariq, thanks very much for that. Tariq Abu Azoum in Deir al-Balah, as 13 Palestinians have been killed in another Israeli strike on the southernmost city of Rafah.